ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's time for What Do You Call It? Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It? Podcast. I'm your host, GB. Today's guest is a good friend of the show. He provides techno vibes and wrestling vibes. Please welcome the techno warrior, Craig Ryan. Craig, how you doing today, mate? You all good?
Yeah, I'm really, really good. Thank you. How are you?
Not bad, mate. Not bad.
Good.
Weekend is round the corner, so whenever I do the introduction, I mention the weekend, gets me excited, but I also like to do the podcast and speak with various talent. But I've previously spoken to you and we've become mates, and we discussed Emporium Pro Wrestling in the first episode, along with Greg Burridge. So the link in below, you can see the first interview, the origins of Emporium Pro Wrestling. And since then, they've had two shows. So what we're going to discuss is those two shows, your involvement. So I thought you two did a very good job hyping it up. This is before any show had happened, but there was such passion, there was such determination, such love for wrestling, and two wrestlers that want to put on a good show that's catered towards everyone. That has happened since. Two shows at the Genesis Cinema, Bethnal Green, good location. I've been lucky enough to attend both shows. Really enjoyed myself. Second show, I took my missus. She's never been to a wrestling show before, and she loved it. Sexy
Nice.
Rat was her favourite. So Craig, sorry Craig, do apologise, but yeah.
He came down so well. Like all of them, you were like, I cannot get sexy rat out of my head. I swear to God. I told him like in training, I was like, you've definitely become a fan favorite. But yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me. But I'm really glad that she had a good night. And it was her first
Yeah,
wrestling show. Amazing.
she loved it. So that one thing about Emporium Wrestling, there's something for everyone, for the die-hard wrestling fan, for the casual fan, and for someone who's never watched it. So Craig, please tell me first of all your thoughts on both these shows.
I mean, I really feel like what we've set out to do is becoming quite apparent, and like the narrative and kind of like the ethos and the vibe is actually becoming very true to what the mission was. Let's say, I think when you had me and Greg on and we were talking about it, it's like it's a wrestling show with a club night with mental cabaret, and it's all tying together, and it's something for the masses. It's something for people like your missus, for example, who's never been to a wrestling show and like had
Yeah.
an amazing time. And I think it's like we really want to get obviously like the wrestling fans in, but we want to get like your average punters in that have
Mm.
like never been to a show and just have like a mad night out and have like a mad experience. So I think we've got like top wrestling in it. We've got like some amazing matches already. I think like when you saw like Robbie X and Tommy, I think that was like that blew everyone away. That was an actual insane match. But
Yeah.
then you've got like where we had Kaiju for the show. We had our statement now, which is
Mm.
the movie mayhem match, where it's just like absolute chaotic. I think
Home
with
Alone. Okay, now.
yeah, you know what, like I just showed my partner because he couldn't actually make it the night, and then I was just watching the hard cam, and he was like, "This is mental." We were literally just watching it 5 minutes ago. But yeah, it's just crazy, but yeah, it's really setting out to be like a real like statement, really like kind of like a moment and a social moment in like the London like cultural calendar.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm super proud of what we've achieved from Burridge Fight Design. We've done it all together. We've read that everyone's pushed us out. Everyone's like really proud. Like we were all buzzing like the first show, just as much buzzing from the second show. And yeah, and also Genesis Cinema have been super, super happy with it. Like I think
Fantastic
this,
venue. Really
yeah,
good.
oh my God, insane, right? I think
Hmm.
like you can see it on pictures, but until you're in there, it is like an epic like surrounding. Do you know what I mean? And
Really
it
easy to
really,
get to, by the way. Really easy.
yeah, super easy. Do you know, like it's got Stephanie Green and then like Whitechapel's down the
Yeah.
road and stuff like that, and it is really like giving that like East London vibe. And like I think I mentioned in the first in the first when we first caught up. It's nice because it is an independent venue and it's like supporting independent venues, independent wrestlers, like independent like cabaret artists, and it all is just tying in together. And they want more and more. Like they want us there like a lot more. We're looking at about how much we can regularly do it, and they are just as part of this show as us. So it's been an incredible partnership. They've been really amazing, and yeah, it's just like onwards and upwards. So yeah, we're super buzzed. Like we think it's turning out to be pretty epic, and we just can't wait to continue it and just take it further and further and further.
I want to talk about your involvement as a talent. So the first show came out, enormous pop. Like obviously being a fanboy and obviously mates now and stuff like that. Obviously I'm going to be biased, but just in general, when you come out, you're teaming up with Greg, just against the Snyder brothers, who are fantastic heels, by the way, brilliant. Yeah. I honestly booed them. I'm sure they might be nice lads, but I'm so convinced they're dicks because of how good they are. But I mean, I think I walked past, I got fights with everyone else, but I'm going to leave you guys alone. I don't know. But I mean, you come out to a massive pop. You're teaming up with Greg, someone who's helped train you, become a professional wrestler. Tell me about that moment when you came out to that massive pop, and even the second show where you came out. Again, great pop. You got spotlighted very well in the match. Unfortunately, spoiler, it may have not been your night the second time. Yeah. But just tell me, mate, your involvement as an actual talent and being there performing live.
I mean, it's an unreal experience. I mean, like everyone who's a wrestler, like when we get that pop, it's like it's an adrenaline rush. But I think if I'm just personally talking about myself and the involvement with Emporium, it's that extra little bit. Firstly, if I break it down for like the first show, teaming with Greg, who is kind of like giving me this life, like and like taught me everything. It was an amazing experience, and it was just like an honor, a true honor. Then to do it with, I'm gonna be quite honest, two of my friends, and against them, like I feel like having the Snyders there, like it was an extra bit of honor as well, an extra bit of like the real happiness. And then like you have all of us lot at BFD doing their matches and just massive support. If I could bottle that energy that was in backstage, and like when we just finished and everyone's walking up, it was just unreal. I think everyone was so happy, and so just like there was so many hugs, there was so many like, I can't believe we've done this. So yeah, I mean, for myself, I think the first show was incredible, and then yeah, I have to admit the second show I just absolutely loved. I think I changed my Tron because I kind of like felt it would need to be a bit more impactful. So that's why I've done a bit more of like a happy hardcore techno vibe, like real in your face. Yeah. And that is because like the screen itself, it just has that impact. So yeah, that was just incredible. I'll be honest, when it was like running the show and then being like, oh, I've got a match as well for the first show, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like literally running around like a madman. Do you know what I mean? Backstage.
Yeah,
like,
I can imagine, mate.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, oh no, oh God, I've got to go on. So then I'm just running in. So I kind of went into turbo mode. The second show, everything ran smooth. We knew what we were doing. And I think the beauty of it is because it is with the BFD a lot, and we can plan it and we know what we're coming up. We do have time to kind of like work on our matches. We can work together. We know each other's movesets. We know what works. We know what doesn't. Like, so it really kind of like we prepare for it, and we've got that extra bit of time to kind of like just make it like an epic show, and an epic matches. But yeah, it's definitely becoming a bit of a like easier to run, let's say, but also being able to kind of like put myself forward as wrestle because it's I'm doing it with my mates. I'm doing it with my BFD family. And I feel like that is something that we really have pushed and really want to be part of it. So it's just been an incredible experience to not only run the show, but run it with people that I get to see every week, that I train with, that grow me as a person, that we grow together, and doing it as a massive unit, with Greg being like the leader in this and kind of like driving us and giving us everything that like all of his experience and his knowledge, and yeah, just doing it as like a team. Evidently that's kind of like how it started and how it's going. So yeah, just a lot of passion.
One thing you've left out, by the way, DJing as well after
actual
wrestling show, which is mental, by the way, an after party at a wrestling event.
I mean, that's another level. To be honest, again, it's like I've just kind of like just done it in like a proper turbo mode and just been like, oh yeah, now we go on the decks. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like an added element that we wanted to make sure we brought to it. It's like a free after party, a free rave. And I love DJing as well. I mean, like, obviously that's where the characters come from. That's kind of where like the gimmick is. So I was like, yeah, I'll go and do it. So I've gone from like, yeah, doing backstage in the ring,
Got to
doing
say, mate.
2 a.m, packing up the lights, packing up the decks, back by 4 a.m, can't sleep because I'm buzzing and everything's amazing and we're all texting each other. Then it's 6 a.m, and then I've kind of got some kip. So yeah, it's definitely like it's like a waking up the next day and like,
yeah,
I can breathe now. Do you know what I mean?
just like, oh, that was worth it. Let's do this again.
Let's do it again. Like, yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. I did actually on Friday, like at the end, I couldn't stay the show too late. Lucky I actually did make it for the last train, but I was like, "Do you want a beer?" He was like, "No, I'm too busy DJing." I know he wasn't rude with him, by the way, and yeah, just sort of switched off a little bit. I did give you a thank you as well, for promoting my podcast during the show. It meant a lot. Didn't expect it. It was just before the second half started, and that was so cool to see, man. That was awesome. Like, thank you.
Man. I mean, it's the least we can do. I mean, you've given all of us so much support, and like you've had a lot of us on, and you asked to come on again today. So I really thank you for that. And like, so yeah, the least we can do.
Awesome, man. Is there anything you can reveal about future shows for Emporium? I know you said basically the relationship with Genesis is going to probably continue, but is there any more matches to be announced? Any dates that you can leak out? Or is it just follow us and see?
No, I think I can. So we're looking at 2 shows before the end of the year. Actually, this could be a little bit of an exclusive. So looking at 2 shows at the end of the year. We're looking at a November date and then a December date. So we're just kind of penciling that in. Annoyingly, we can't get the date yet, but we are going to work on that, and hopefully soon. So everyone who's listening, have a look at socials, just see if as soon as it gets announced, it'll all be up there. But we are potentially looking at if we can do an adult show in the evening, followed on the next day by a more of a kid friendlier show. So we're seeing if we can maybe do like 2 shows in the space of, I guess 24 hours. So like,
will Greg still be on commentary for the family show?
It'll be on commentary, but I reckon there'll have to be a little bit more of a turn down. But so that's kind of like something that we're like looking at, and I think that'd be the dream. But I definitely think there's like appetite. I think like there's something that we can definitely do. So yeah, that's something that we're looking at, and as soon as again that's confirmed, we'll be able to kind of like push it out on our social channels, so you'll see. So that's as I mentioned, this is all kind of like stemmed from Genesis wanting us back there and seeing it as like it's been quite a big success. So it's like how we can amplify it and how we can kind of like do more, let's say, with the promotion. So that's kind of on the horizon, still planning it out. But yeah, it's a super exciting time.
Wicked, man. I'm so chuffed for you and your crew and the talent I've had on, and being the shows. Everyone is so friendly, people there are friendly, and the fact that you can interact with wrestlers after the show as well. Not many companies do that, probably charging for it maybe. I mean, business is business, I get it, but at the same time, that's what thing probably separates your shows from other shows. You can interact with wrestlers, get your photos, get a beer, listen to you DJing, and go home with all these memories, and you'll be back. And if they do want to come to the next Emporium Pro Wrestling show or future shows, where can they keep up to date with the lineup and dates?
Our social, so Emporium Pro Res. And then all information and tickets will be available on Genesis Cinema as well. So please keep an eye out. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on all the major platforms. We've also actually, like I mentioned, started uploading the first show matches on our YouTube channel as well. So they're going to be slowly coming up. I think we've got the first Lucha tag match that we did, and then also Robbie X and Tommy Tanner's match is now up. I think it was up from yesterday. So if anyone wants to go and check it out, please visit our YouTube channel as well.
Do watch it. But just in general, check out the channel. But that match was awesome as well. Important person. I'm glad we discussed it, but let's talk about the techno warrior, Craig Ryan. Craig, let's rewind the clocks, mate. Get to do this with
God.
you now. Tell
Yeah.
me how you became a fan of wrestling.
Oh, I mean, I've always been a fan as a kid. I mean, I'm very much from the Attitude Era,
Mhm.
very much so. My favorite was always Team Extreme and Lita, so Hardy Boys and Lita.
Uh-huh.
I was obsessed. I was obsessed. I feel like I used to have like a little Team Extreme t-shirt. As many people will understand this, I got two pairs of socks. I cut holes out. I would do one, and then I would do the other, and then I'd be in
Guilty,
the
guilty.
Exactly. We all did it. We all did it. I'd be in the mirror like this and stuff, thinking I was amazing. But yeah, no, I've just been a massive fan since as a kid, to be honest. It's always a really funny story that stays in my mind. And I was never like never the one into football, never the one in the rugby. PE used to be quite a bit like I guess a scary time. Little lads, like little, like I'll be honest, little camp lad, like walking around high school. It's not, unless in Liverpool, it's not the best. But I remember this one day in which we had PE, and it was like apparatus, and this was in high school. And I think you were just meant to like climb ladders or like climb up like apparatus, and then maybe just like jump off a little bit. And I don't know what possessed me, but I just felt like, okay, I'm just going to climb up. It must have been like, I don't know, 15, 18 feet, and just swanton bombs. And I swear to God, everyone, including the PE teacher, was like, I cannot believe you did that. And I remember looking and being like, what? I don't know what I did. And then it just stuck in my mind. I might not be like the sportiest. I might not be the football guy. I might not be the
Yeah.
rugby guy, but I'm the guy who felt like I could do that. And it shocked everyone. And I don't know why that has always stayed in my mind, but it's always just been something that I think about now and again. There was definitely a crash mat. I just want to make sure that was clear. I
I was
wasn't
gonna say
just
not just like concrete or pavement.
no. There's a crash mat. I worked my way up to concrete, but no, there was a crash mat. But it's just one of those memories where it's like this is me and this is what I'm all about. And yeah, I felt like wrestling, the gimmicks and the characters, and you don't have to be like the biggest guy. Like you can actually be like this kind of like mad, like crazy, like little lucha guy, and like be and still be just as like have that wow factor. So it's always been something that stayed in my mind. So yeah, just going back to your question, always been a fan as a kid, growing up with it, growing up as a teenager, and then yeah, just followed on to now, I guess.
When did you decide that you wanted to become a pro wrestler? Was there a specific moment, match, or just during your fandom, just kind of didn't go out of it and developed a love for it that wanted you to take a further step to get into the ring?
To be honest, so the way it happened was I was part of this gym in which they had like special classes. Like it was like this London gym, and they had like Wiccan yoga or like aerial classes. It was like mad classes, right? And I used to be like just part of this gym just as a membership. Then they had a lucha libre class, and I was like, that's a bit of me. So that was like 3.5 years ago. Yeah, 3.5 years ago. So I come, and then there's this man who's teaching it called Greg Burridge. And I was there every single class. I'd go to every single like gym, every single like location in London, because it was like twice a week in like different ones, because it was all part of my membership. And I'd go, and then I'd go, and I'd love it, and I'd love it, and I'd be like, I can't wait for next week. And then in the end, Greg was just like, you should just come to my gym. Like you should just come down and check it out. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like that's mental. And I remember getting off at Walthamstow and walking down and going inside, and I was like, this is mental. Like they are
Yeah,
like crazy. And I was like, hi,
yeah.
I'm nice to
Like
meet
this is
everyone.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is real. And I just was obsessed. I just like, I couldn't wait to go back next week. I just couldn't wait to see the guys. I couldn't wait to see Greg. I couldn't wait to see everyone. I just couldn't wait to feel those ropes. Like, and it was just, it went from strength to strength to strength to strength. And I quit that gym and then just did this full time.
Yeah.
And I always say like the best thing that ever came out of that membership was meeting Greg, and we both laugh about it now. So it very much happens randomly, like randomly. And I tell you what, at the age that I'm at now, and I'll just admit, I'm a little bit older, so I'm 35. So at that age, I just wish I started it sooner, but that haven't let that stop me. So like, I'm just putting all of my efforts into it now. I'm just going for it. What's happening is happening, and it was just making as many opportunities as I possibly can and getting as many opportunities. But I just love it so much, and like, I'm so thankful that
You can
I
see
just
it in your work that you love it. That's the
yeah.
thing. There's some things you just cannot fake.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just like the way you describe it, and you speak to mates and you speak to people outside of like the wrestling like industry and world. They're like, "Oh my god, you all right? Calm down." Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like we get it, we get it. But yeah, it's just been so that's how it started, to be honest. And I've just been so lucky to have Greg as a tutor. He's taught me everything. He's built me up from the ground up, from like this like really shy little lads who was like, I think I might do this, to being like the techno warrior Craig Ryan with my move sets, with the confidence, being able to put a match together, being able to structure a match, being able to know how to like work the crowds. Like it's just been a organic, like natural kind of like learning, like for like a sponge, evidently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just become this next step now in my career is to start this promotion. So it's just been an amazing time, amazing, like looking back for the past 3.5 years, like what's happened is just crazy. But yeah, I just can't wait for like what the future holds, to be honest.
What's the best advice Greg's given you
Oh
relating to
God.
wrestling? I'd say.
Um, feel like if you know Greg and you know, and like you can see it, it's like the characterization and be the character. I think like what we all are in BFD is 110 times versions of ourselves. Like I am a DJ, but I'm now the techno warrior Craig Ryan, which is like this like happy hardcore, like
Yeah.
bouncing around. Like,
Just
do you
go
know
to
what I
the
mean?
corner shop, just like.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Literally wake up and it's like put a donk on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think some like the characterization that he's taught us, and I think just like we are superheroes. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like we're like we're action figures. Like God, I can hear Greg in my head now. Do you know what I mean? He's coming out. But like we're selling to the crowd. Like we are actually like we are putting on a show. Like it's a spectacle. Like it's their night off. There needs to be a release. So we have to be those characters that he's taught us. So like really like convince him that a techno DJ is fighting to gangster wannabe twins. Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's like it's that. So yeah, it's definitely the characterization that he's taught us. And we're all very thankful for that.
Yeah, no, I actually do think character work is so important, and I think it's become a little bit lost in modern wrestling, in my opinion. I mean, it's all good having the talent. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. Some stuff that there's talent out there who can do things that you can only dream of, but
Hmm.
unless you're invested in that person, it's kind of all for nothing to some degree, in my opinion, as a fan.
Exactly.
But as you a talent, and the fact that it's all been drawn you, character work is just as important as being a good talent as well, like in-ring
Mhm.
talent. But I want to know, Craig, your debut, because I love asking wrestlers this, especially British wrestlers. Tell me about your first official in-ring debut match.
It was a holiday camp in I think Camber Sands. Yeah, Camber Sands. And that must have been like like 2.5 years ago, maybe a little bit more. It was with a lad from the BFD. So like we traveled down. He was basically like took me under his wing. Um and yeah, I'll never forget that. It was very much like I remember my gear. My gear was ridiculous. It was like I just went down to like Cyberdog and just like cut this up and this shirt up. And it was like, because I was like, oh yeah, techno, dance music. And I remember also being, I was never Craig Ryan, I was the Scouse Bounce. And I loved
The
it at the
Scouts
start.
bounce.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it at the start. And I was like, it's so good. And then I remember going into Greg and I was like, can I have a name? Can I just have an actual name?
Yeah.
And then Craig started and it all rolled on. But yeah, my debut, it was in a holiday camp in Camber Sands. And yeah, I can remember like every single kind of moment. And it was like some of the basics. It was like just like the like taking like a body slam, and then obviously doing like maybe a bit of an international. And then I think my biggest move was my head scissors, but instead of the way I do it now, where it's like proper like flying, it was like do you know what I mean? And I could see it, and it was like I was like I don't know, like a prawn or something. Like I look back now and it's like it's just a development, you know what I mean, and stuff. But when I hit that, I was like, I am amazing. And actually like
bounce forever.
Yes, bounce. But there was a lot of work that needs to be done. But and I remember that day. So yeah, that was my debut at a holiday campaign in Campus Hands.
Yeah, actually look back at it quite positive. It's quite nice. A lot of wrestlers get a bit like, oh fuck, it's terrible, and I like asking this question because every answer tends to be different and stuff. But it's nice that you can reflect back for it. Do you know what, it was great. I was cool Scouts bounce. It was a holiday camp, and the move that I did at first, look back, wasn't great, but now I've perfected it. Now you're flying with style.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah, no.
I might go some people's heads. God, we're getting old. I'm not even going to feel my age, but I'm sort of near your age, maybe older, maybe younger. That's I'll tell you off camera. But Craig, let me know about some of your career highlights. We've discussed in great detail now in 2 interviews about Emporium Pro Wrestling. But tell me about some of your other career highlights that you look back with fond memory so far.
I think one match that really stands out was a 6-man tag that I had with UKPW. And that was with Tommy Tanner, Tyler Walker, Project SE, so Nathan Blade, Time Money, and Ryan Snyder. The reason it stands out is because it was all of us 6, and it was like fighting with brothers. Do you know what I mean? And it was just like we all knew each other's movesets, we knew how each other worked. I still very much look back at that match and go on YouTube and like literally still have a bit of so much passion and so much like a big smile on my face. And the reason that just stands out is because it was from the start of like working together. Again, we were very lucky that we all came from the same club and we were able to work together to build something special. To then like smashing the match, we were very proud of it, to then coming backstage and giving like the biggest group hug that I've ever felt, and it was just like smile from ear to ear, and it was just like that one really stands out. So
it's
that means
more than wrestling. Like I'm doing it with my friends as well. Like
I'm doing it with my friends in the ring, and it's one of those ones where like it just really stands out as like a special moment where we've all done it together. And the reason I say that is because that was like pre-Emporium. Obviously now with Emporium happening, we are able to do this as BFD, and we're able to work with our friends and work with our BFD family and build like these amazing matches. So the reason that one stands out is that it was 5 of my really like close mates in the ring together, all working together, all supporting each other, all protecting each other, and all just like selling out the best that we possibly can for each other to make the other one a superstar. So that one really stands out in my mind. And then I guess another career highlight would be learning and having in my moveset and perfecting it my favorite ever move, which is the Lita Rana. So top rope Hurricane Rana. I remember turning to one of the lads in training, one of the big boys, and being like, if it takes me years, I'm willing to do it. And he's like, do you want to just try it now? It's not that hard. And I was like, no, I can't do that. It's going to take me like 5 years minimum. Like, just try it. And it's like, okay. And I remember doing it, and there's this really funny video because like someone filmed it for me, and I did it, and I'm just there like this. And it hasn't sunk in. And then
like a delay,
And then Greg goes, show out to the camera, show out. And I go, and I was like, honestly, I was like, oh my God, I just did it. I was like, I'm expecting it's going to take me like 2-3 years, like perfect this like amazing move that it's like honestly means so much to me. I still watch it over on like highlights and stuff. So a career highlight of that is learning that move again, having the original video of the first time I hit it and how I've perfected.
Is that on your Instagram?
Yeah. I can send you it if you want. I'll die.
If any fans want to watch it, by the way, how can they watch it?
Craig Ryan _PW. There's a video which is like from the beginning, and it's kind of like leading all the way up to like I think of like the first year of the Lita Rana. Or I'm trying to perfect it. I want to kind of call it the Horror Craig Reiner. But we'll figure out how I can do
I was
that.
gonna say, getting it squeezed. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's a
Getting
lot.
it like to that sound natural.
Yeah, Horror Craig Reiner. So yeah, it's it's on my YouTube, but I actually want to do a bit of a new montage about it because like I've changed it a little bit. I've been able to kind of like perfect it in a way that I kind of go around and then switch and stuff. And again, that's Greg like developing it. I think it's like those signature moves are just so important. And like I think another thing I remember Greg saying is like you can have like 4 to 5 signature moves, and that's all you need. You don't have to like know like I don't need to know a moonsault and a swanton bomb and a hurricane runner and this and that and that. And you I naturally think I go into it like, oh my god, why don't I know that yet? It's like maybe I should just like focus on the moves that I actually do know, perfect them, and then just know how to build that. And then actually here's another funny story. So like basically I was like a classic me. I'm like, what I'm gonna do, Greg, I'm gonna run up, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna bounce off this, bounce off that, and then I'm gonna switch it, and then I'm gonna Rana it. And he's like, why do you want to do that? It's like, well, I want to change my move, don't I? And he's like, come here. It's like, yeah. And he's like, give me a hand. It's like that. And he goes, I was like, ow, why'd you do that? He's like, that's your move. Do not ever change that. Do not ever do that. That is what you do. That is what you're famous for. He's like, don't be changing it. And I was like, okay, yeah. Like, yeah, then
Okay,
it's like,
Greg.
yeah,
Stick with it.
yeah, well, I got the message. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, and then since then I was like, yeah, I should just be hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. So yeah, the importance of signatures, I guess.
Awesome, man. One last question for you, Craig. This doesn't have to be about wrestling. You can switch off, but I feel like one of the answers might be wrestling related because of who you've discussed already. 3 dream dinner guests for your dream party. You're the host. Past or present, look at the smile. Past or present, dead or alive, fiction, non-fiction, doesn't matter. 3 people.
Okay.
Give me the first one. Go.
Do you say fiction or can it be like
Anyone, mate, anything, anyone, anything, doesn't matter.
Danny Dyer?
Danny
Uh,
Dyer. No,
yeah, Danny Dyer. I think it'd just be a laugh. I just think he's an
I wouldn't actually
absolute.
expect him to be said more, but nah, nah. Although Marching Pad wasn't that great though. I watched that the other week.
Do you know, I quite demand, but I
Didn't
just
hate
think
it, but I was a bit disappointed. I kind of expected. I thought he was good, but just
yeah,
yeah,
I think he's just like such a like British like icon. Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? I'm such an obsession with him. So yeah, Danny Dyer. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because again, I'm absolutely obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So either Sarah Michelle Gellar or Buffy. This dinner's turning into a mad one, actually. I need to like really think about it. And then go on, Lisa. I love that. So
That's one of the answers I predicted. I was actually going to ask you like, oh, who's your favorite member of Team Xtreme in the end? But then you like Lita Rana, and you
yeah,
mentioned it a bit more. I was like, okay, Lita. Probably not going to ask this.
yeah. So
Lita, Buffy, not Sarah Michelle Gellar. She can wait outside. And Day Dyer. So you know what? Normally say dream dinner guests, right? But because you are the Techno Warrior, you get to pick one venue to go raving with your 3 guests. So you've had your meal. This is the after party. Where are you taking them?
does it still have to be there?
Nah. We can do some time traveling there.
Printworks.
Fair play, fair play.
Cannot believe that venue closed. Like that is if you've experienced it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was the best, most perfect, beautiful venue that ever existed. It was so well organized. There was so much euphoria in the room. They had it because it was like an old like running mill, so it was like proper long with like the screens. It's such a shame that it closed. I think there's talks about maybe reopening it somehow, but I can describe like the amount of nights like Peggy Goo, Tiesto, Shakira, like there was so many nights, night after night, moment after moment that I like still remember from that, like from Printworks, and it was just incredible. And that very much was like a proper euphoria, kind of like everyone was together, no trouble. Best raves that you've ever like been to, visuals in your face, lasers in your face. I don't know if it's Ryan or Craig now coming out. It's one of the, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was honestly amazing. So yeah, me, Danny Dyer, Lisa, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer will be all going to Printworks for a mad one.
Love it, mate. Craig, you have told the listeners where to find you on social media now. because I told him about to find this video. But is there anything you want to share, anything you want to say, or any wrestlers you like to call out to a future match? The
Ooh,
opportunity is yours because we're now at the end of this interview.
Well, firstly, I want to say, yeah, please check socials, but I also want to say, please check the Burridge Fight Design social and start following Burridge Fight Design if you haven't. And if you are interested in starting your wrestling journey or wrestling career, it's an amazing place to be. We train a Waltham Stowe on every Wednesday at 7:30. It's so welcoming, such a amazing place. If you fancy just getting maybe a little bit fitter, if you want to check it out, or if you feel like this is something that you want to do, yeah, please come. So check out social for Burridge Fight Design, and yeah, just a bit of my plug. Check out Craig Ryan _ PW as well if you want to keep me up to date, if you want to keep up to date with anything I'm doing. And then also Emporium as well, so please follow all the Emporium socials. Wrestler that I want to call out, okay.
Hey.
um, you
You're gonna
know
clear
how
your throat for this one. You're like, so here's a list.
I've always said to Greg, right, I would love to, and like he probably doesn't know who I am, or we might have chatted like a bit. I'd love to wrestle Cassius.
Yes. Rings a bell. Name doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, like I think that would be a really good match because like I think what he does is like amazing, and I think it would be a very
UK talent. Am I wrong?
Yeah, UK talent. Yeah, UK talent. So he
Dark hair?
actually, yeah, he's been trained by Greg as well. I think it would be a very much, I don't know, old school Lita versus Trish kind of like male version of that. So like, I'd love to do something like that. But yeah, so if Cassius is listening and ever fancies a little scrap, I'm here for it. But to be honest, like I think also just wrestling all out with the BFD and like looking at what we can do with Emporium, building those matches and storylines. Like I can't wait to work with our lot and like work and do more and more matches with them. So yeah, I mean, yeah, anything's fair game. Do you know what I mean?
They had it. Craig, thank you for coming on, mate. It means a lot. I'll see you again, and you will take a beer with me. But I do thank you very much for your support and the talent from Emporium Pro Wrestling, including yourself, coming on and showing love. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, give Craig a follow, give Emporium a follow, and give me a follow. All our social media handles will be in the description below. But for now, everyone, have a good weekend. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for What Do You Call It? Podcast!